Now we've added significant noise to the environment, anywhere between 40 and 80 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is going to switch to the Status Pro X. We'll stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go to switch. Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the brand new Status Pro X. We're going to take a look at its features. We're going to go over the specs. We're going to see how they fit. We're also going to do an EBPMAN style call quality and audio test so you can hear how they sound and hear how they'll sound on a phone call as well. So let's get right to it. Now the Status Pro X are noise canceling earbuds that have the ability to cancel up to 52 decibels of noise, which is pretty impressive. And we're going to be testing this out and tell you what my experience has been with them. 8 hours of battery life, 24 hours with the case, and they have a triple driver acoustic system, 12 millimeter drivers that are going to give you head banging bass. These have some serious bass to them. Not only that, but you have dual nulls, balanced armature drivers, and you have this hybrid active noise canceling that I mentioned, which is pretty great. It does a really nice job of eliminating a lot of the noise around you. It is going to do well in home settings, even as you're walking on the street. I still have to test them on the plane. I haven't been on a flight yet, but I will take these with me to do a test to see how well they do. But given what I've seen so far, I think that they'll do exceptionally well as well. They have also transparency mode, and they also have this adjustable transparency mode. Now, I haven't been able to get the application yet to install it on the app or on the phone to be able to play with all these settings, but I can see, based on the buttons that I'm pressing and hearing the transparency mode, that it's very natural sounding. So you don't really get this digital experience. Now, they have this AI powered voice loom speech technology that's supposed to enhance calls. So when we put it through our tests, and you know how our tests go, we're going to do dogs, doorbells, noise, like in a cafe setting, all these different settings, we're going to see how well they perform. But they claim that they have great clear calls because of this AI powered technology. Bluetooth 5.3 as well. And then they support all the audio codecs that you would expect: SBC, AAC, you think about LDAC, LC3. So all that is there. And pretty much what they have is high res wireless audio, which is something that you don't really come across with every single earbud that you'd get. Now, these earbuds also feature multi-point connectivity, which means you're going to be able to have these connected to your phone and your tablet, phone and your laptop. And as a call comes in or things switch, let's say you're watching a movie, it will switch over to the other device, which I really like as well. They also have an IPX55 rating for water and dust resistance. So you should be able to use these in the gym without any problem. Now in the box, you're going to find a USB-C cable, and that is, again, USB-C to USB-C, which I like. You have some ear tips, and the ear tips are going to allow you to, again, get a better fit when you put these on. Now keep in mind that you don't always have to have the same size ear tip for every single ear. So you don't have to have medium, medium, large, large, small, small. If you find that one of these fall off, which I hear all the time, then what you want to do is switch that ear tip for the one that falls out with a larger size if that's needed, or smaller size. So it's okay to mix these up because our ears may not be 100% the same from a sizing perspective. Just be aware of that. And then what you have here are the actual earbuds themselves. Now, the case is really compact. I like that. This is something very pocketable. When I open it up, you can see how they light up. They have the pairing button right here. They are, magnetically guided. So as soon as you put them in, watch, they kind of go in. They're not going to pop out if they are, opened up like this in any way. You do have, these are in your ear type solutions. You can see the contact points right there. And they do have some physical buttons at the very top. Now, let me show you what these look like on. These are small. They look like they've been reduced in size quite a bit because they almost disappear on your face. So if you see what they look like right now, I'm going to turn to the right, then I'm going to turn to the left. You can see that these are really, really small earbuds. Now, right now I have active noise canceling is on, and I'm probably going to speak louder than I should. So I'm going to go ahead and push this button. All right, now I can hear everything around me. And now it's, at first when you do it, it's kind of like a little airy, but then all of a sudden it kind of settles and I can hear everything around me and it doesn't sound digital, which is really important. Now, once we get the app, we're going to go ahead and play with a lot of the configurations. It does have an EQ. I did all my audio tests and sound tests using the standard settings that it comes with out of the box. But so far, this is what they look like. And what I'll say is that they're very comfortable. Now, I've been able to use one. So sometimes what I do often is I leave one in the case, just like I just did right now. And I just use one just to extend the battery life, right? Even though you have the rapid charging, even though you have all these things that you can do with it, it's just something,
I want to call it like a preference style of using earbuds that I have been accustomed to. And I do this with a lot of the brands I work with. And that's kind of like one of the first tests I'm looking for is can I use one earbud on its own? And the answer is yes. So let's talk about what is the audio experience with these. They sound great. Yeah, bass, mids, and highs are present. As I mentioned, these can be very bass heavy. So if you like bass, you're going to like these. But what I found also is that the music isn't competing with each other. So you're going to have crisp highs, you're going to have great mids, and you have the basses are just going to be present, but they don't seem to overwhelm each other. They're very well balanced, and you could really enjoy the music.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what bass.
Now next we're going to do a call quality test of the Status Pro X in a quiet environment. If you take a look at our decibel readings, you can see anywhere between 28 and 31 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is we're going to switch to the Status Pro X. We're going to stay quiet to see how much noise is canceled, and we'll continue with our recording of the audio test. Let's go to switch.
Now, this is what the Status Pro X will sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Next, we're going to add some wind to the environment. So this is what the Status Pro X will sound like if there was wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test.
Now we've added significant noise to the environment, anywhere between 40 and 80 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is going to switch to the Status Pro X. We'll stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go to switch.
Now, this is what the Status Pro X will sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now, if you wonder what the Status Pro X will sound like with an infant crying in the background, this is what they'll sound like with an infant crying in the background. If you wonder what they sound like with a dog barking in the background, this is what they're going to sound like with a dog barking. Now, if you wonder what they sound like with a doorbell ringing, this is what they'll sound like with a doorbell ringing. Now, if you wonder what they're going to sound like with a doorbell ringing, this is what they're going to sound like with a doorbell ringing. So what's been my experience with the Status Pro X? I think these are a great upgrade. I think that they're a great option for those of you who are looking for active noise canceling, having a great audio experience. Bass is definitely present. Great battery life, as you can see. And also, these did really well when it came to our call quality test. So guys, that wraps up this review. See you in the next one.